cross leg. And we'll just center ourselves here first. So just closing down the eyes, palms open on your knees, sitting up nice and tall as if there's a string from your sit bones all the way up through your head, lifting up nice and tall, like you're a puppet on a string. And then finding your breath and really trying to feel the sensation of your chest rising and falling with every breath. Take a few big inhales through your nose and release it through the mouth. Take about 2 more breaths like this. And 1 more breath. And then from here, let's just drop our right ear to our right shoulder and feel a gentle stretch in the neck. And then dropping left ear to left shoulder. Coming back up to center, let's inhale, rise the arms up. And then exhale, drop the right hand down, reach the left hand tall and lean over towards the side. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, left hand down, reach the right hand tall and lean out towards the side. Inhale to center. And exhale, right side. Inhale, center. And exhale, left side. Inhale, center. Let's go 1 more each side. Exhale, right side. Inhale, center. And exhale, left side. Inhale, coming to center. And now exhale, let's place our left hand on our left knee. Right hand is behind us. Inhale to lift up tall. And then exhale to look over your right shoulder for a little twist. Inhale, rising back to center. And exhale, right hand to left knee, left hand behind us. Inhale to lift up tall. And exhale to twist deeper. Inhale to come to center. And then exhale, let's place our hands behind us. So fingers facing either outwards or forwards. So whichever one feels comfortable. Outwards is a little bit easier, forwards is a little bit harder. And then squeezing our shoulders together, let's open up the chest and gaze up towards the roof. Squeeze those shoulders as together as you can. And then release. From here, bringing our hands onto our knees and rounding through our back, tucking our chin to our chest as if we're doing a little bit of a cat-cow with our spine. Circle the ribs around now, so going in a big circle and just loosening up the spine this morning. And then in the other direction. Before finding a neutral spine. Let's go through a few more little cat-cows. So inhale, open up through the chest, gaze up towards the roof. And exhale, round through the back, lean back, tuck your chin. Inhale, open and gaze towards the roof. Squeeze your shoulders together, back and down. And then exhale, rounding through the back. Let's come to a neutral spine. Now, grab yourself a block or your Tupperware container or something, or a foam roller. This is good with a foam roller as well. You're going to place it on about the medium height, so not your highest, but medium height. And then you're going to place your back against it, so your feet are nice and out in front of you. You want the block to sit on your bra line, so where a bra would sit, or if you wear fit bits or anything like that, where that would sit. And you're going to just lean back over. You can place your hands on the back of your head to cradle your head, or whatever feels comfortable for you. Or you can have your hands beside you for a little bit more support. And just staying here for a moment, trying to relax into the space and allowing it to open up through the chest. Taking a few big breaths here. And then slowly coming up out of that to a sit position. Alright, from here let's just take a little twist. So you can extend one leg and twist to the side. And twist to the other side. And we'll go for one more back bend over the block. So coming back down and finding that same position that you were in just before and arching back. So it should be quite high on your back, so not mid back, it's more upper back where the block is sitting. You can interlace your hands above your head, or hold your elbows above your head. And then coming up out of that one last time. Alright, let's move our block out towards the side. We'll need it later. We'll need two later. So if you have two, cross our legs. Let's make our way into our tabletop position. So hands and knees on the ground. And we'll just circle through the spine to loosen up. Maybe feels different to how it did just before. Maybe we have some newfound range of motion. Let's stretch through our wrists, so maybe placing them on our back, on the backs of the hands facing you, in all directions, fingers towards you. Alright. My wrist is sore today, but alas. Alright, let's come into a lunge. So bringing our right leg in between our hands and sliding our left leg back. We'll come into a nice lunge position here, just stretching through the hips. Coming up into our low lunge. Reach your hands up and try and sink a little bit deeper into the lunge. On your next exhale, let's straighten through our right leg and come into a half split. Folding forwards over our front leg. Stay for a few breaths. Let's inhale, bend through the knee, rise up, low lunge. This time placing our left hand on the ground. Let's twist up towards the roof, so just opening up a little bit. And then place your left hand down. Let's push back into our all fours position. On your next breath, bring your left leg forwards into your lunge, and we'll do the same on the other side. So inhale, rise up with your arms. Exhale to sink a little bit deeper. Stay for 2 more breaths. I don't know if you guys have done this class throughout the whole of isolation, but That car always goes at this time. Alright, on your next exhale, push back and straighten through your left leg. Feeling a nice stretch through the left hamstring. Let's inhale, come back to low lunge. And then exhale, place your right hand on the ground. Reach your left hand up towards the sky for a little bit of a twist. And replace your hand back down to the ground. Let's push back into our all fours position. From here, let's make our way into puppy pose. So making sure your knees are under your hips, walking your hands forwards on the mat, and place your chest and your chin on the ground. Reach your hands as forwards as possible. Maybe come onto your fingertips. And then coming out of that. Let's go through some circles of the spine, again, just to loosen up everything. Back bending is definitely hard work, so you want to make sure that you're nice and warm before getting into it. Alright. Let's go into our downward facing dog. So tucking through your toes, pushing your hips back and up towards the sky, and really try and flower your bum up. So what I mean by that is tilting your hips to face the roof a little bit more, so your bum to face the roof. Really push into your hands, create space between your shoulders and your ears, and then push one heel down into the ground and then the other. Make sure your ears are in line with your biceps. And then finding stillness in your downward facing dog. Inhale to rise up onto your toes, look forwards, and then step to the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Let's hold on to our elbows here. Let's just sway from side to side and get a nice stretch through the hamstrings. You might have a little bend in the knees. And then as slow as you can, rolling up to stand at the top of your mat. We're going to go into some sun salutations now. There'll be modified versions, so listen along. Okay. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Squeeze your glutes and try and open up your chest to the roof. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. Let's drop our knees down, drop our chest and our chin to the ground. And then you're going to slide through either to cobra or to your upward facing dog. And then push back to downward facing dog. Let's step our right foot in between our hands and drop your left knee down to the ground. Inhale, rise up for your low lunge. We're going to open up throughout our chest here, so bringing your hands into cactus and really trying to lift your chest up towards the roof, as if that string is coming from your heart up to the sky. Open up through the chest. And then exhale, let's half split down. Let's inhale, bend through the knee. One more time, let's open up through the chest to the roof. And then exhale, half split. Inhale, coming forwards for your high lunge. One more time. And then exhale, plant your hands, step back into your downward facing dog. Let's bring our left leg on the inside of our hands, right knee to the ground. And inhale to rise up for your low lunge. Let's open up through the chest, bringing our hands into cactus arms. So squeezing your elbows back, shoulders back, lift your chest high and arch back. Whatever feels comfortable. And then exhale to half split. Left leg is straight, leaning over that front leg. Let's go one more time. Inhale, reaching up. Cactus arms, open the chest. And then exhale, push back. Half split. Inhale, bending through the knee, reach your arms up. And then exhale, plant your hands, step back for your downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up onto the toes, look forwards. Exhale to step to the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up to stand. Little back bend. And then exhale, hands to heart. All right, again, let's go. Inhale, rise the hands up. Little back bend. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant the hands, step back. And knees, chest, chin to the ground. Sliding through either to cobra or up dog, or you can just do a cow pose. And then pushing back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg, step it in between your hands, drop your left knee down, reach your arms up to the sky for your low lunge. All right, this time, interlace hands behind the back, squeeze your shoulders together and open up through the chest. Now, on your exhale, straighten up through your leg. See if you can keep this bind with the arms coming forwards, stretching through those shoulders. I'm gonna go one more time. Lift the chest up, coming into your low lunge. Squeeze those shoulders back. Maybe see if you can touch your fingers to the ground. And then exhale to straighten up. It's a little bit of a balancing act here as well. Release the hands, inhale, bend through your right leg. And then exhale, plant your hands, step back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left leg in between your hands, right knee to the ground. Reach your arms up to the sky, low lunge. Interlacing hands behind the back again. Squeeze those shoulders together, open the chest to the sky. On your exhale, straightening up through your left leg and folding forwards. If you need to hold something in between your hands to be able to get this position, that's totally fine. Bend through your left knee, coming forwards, open up to the roof. See if you can get those fingertips to touch the ground. And then exhale, half split, arms are overhead. On your next inhale, release the arms, reach your arms to the sky. And then exhale, plant your hands, step back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up onto your toes, look forward. Step to the front of the mat, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up to stand. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's go again. Inhale. This time, reach your hands all the way around the back. So placing your fingers facing down on your lower back. Your elbows are squeezing together behind your back. You're opening out your chest. And you're going to squeeze your glutes and lean back as far as you can that feels safe. Exhale, forward fold. Reach your hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. And flow of choice. You can go knees, chest, chin, or you can do chaturanga to up dog or cobra or cow pose. And then to downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right leg in between your hands. Lower your left knee to the ground. Rise up, low lunge. This time we're going to go for a little bit of a twist. Exhale, place your left hand to the ground. Reach your right hand back behind you. Now, option if you can to grab onto your left foot with your right hand. This is an option. Getting a nice stretch through the left hip flexor. We'll stay here for 2 more breaths. And then release the foot, coming back down. Let's straighten our right leg into a half split. Inhale to bend forwards, reach your arms up. And this time we're going to reach our left hand to our left calf. Okay, so it's like we're doing a reverse lunge here. Okay, really opening up through your chest, leaning back. If you can reach your ankle, then go for it. Go for a little bit more of a back bend. And then on your next exhale, coming up for one last half split. Inhale, rising up, reach your hands to the sky, and then exhale, plant your hands to the ground, step back for your downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left leg forwards, drop your right knee to the ground, and reach your hands to the sky. Again, we're going for our twist, so exhale, push your right hand to the ground, reach your left hand back behind you. Bending through your left leg, your right leg if you can, and reaching with your left hand. I'm really trying to get a nice deep stretch in that right hip flexor. Stay for one more breath. And release the foot. Coming back into our half split. Inhale, bending through the left leg, reach your arms up, and this time right hand to right calf. Open up through the chest, lift up tall and lean back as much as possible. If you can reach your ankle, then reach for your ankle. Release your hands and one more half split. Ooh, it's already quite intense on the back. Bending through your left leg, reach your arms up to the sky. And then exhale, let's step back into our downward facing dog. Rise up onto your tiptoes. Look forwards, step to the front of the mat, and then exhale for your forward fold. Let's just grab onto our elbows here and rock side to side. And then release the hands, inhale for your halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise all the way up to standing, little back bend. Exhale, hands to heart. Grab yourself a drink now. We will get into our yoga flow for today. We'll probably do about 4 flows today. So 2 different types of flows, but they'll kind of lead into each other. All right. Having your feet about hip distance apart or a little bit closer. Inhale, reach your hands up to the sky. Push your hands together, and then on your exhale, drop over to the right side. So you're doing a side bend. Really try and stay strong through your core. Don't drop as low as you can. Drop as low as you can control. Inhale to rise back up to center. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step back, flow of choice. So either chaturanga to up dog or knees, chest, chin. Let's inhale, lift our right leg up to the sky. And then exhale to open up through the hip, bend through the knee. Okay, it's just getting a nice stretch through the hamstring. On your next breath, step your right foot in between your hands, Inhale, rise up. And then exhale to open out into your warrior 2. So rotating your left foot on a 45-degree angle facing forwards or a 90-degree angle. Right knee is bending over your front foot. So it's in line with your ankle. And your knee is opening out to the side. Arms are reaching out. Gaze is over your front middle finger. Interlace your hands behind your back. Open up your chest towards the roof. And then exhale, forward fold on the inside of your knee. So you're getting a nice stretch through your shoulders. Make sure to keep turning your hips to face the front of the room, so we're not leaning too far into our butt. Release the hands, inhale, reach your hands to the sky. And then exhale to open out warrior 2. Inhale, reach your right arm forwards, flip your palm. And exhale, reverse warrior. So option to place your hand on your thigh or calf and lean back. Inhale, coming up to our warrior 2, reaching forwards. Exhale, place our right elbow onto our right thigh. Scoop our left hand up and over into our side angle pose, making sure there's a straight line between your left wrist to your left ankle. Placing your left hand on your left hip. Okay, from here, what we're going to do is reach our right hand in front of our foot. Okay, we're going to try and hop our left foot forwards and come into a little bit of a balance here. So either holding onto a block or fingertips to the ground into our half moon pose. So a little bit of a balance part of this flow. Nearly fell. Place your left leg down to the ground, coming back up, and then place your hands to the ground. Step back into downward facing dog. Rise up onto your toes, look forward, step to the front of the mat, and exhale, forward fold. See if one leg feels different to the other. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up to stand. And exhale, hands to heart. We'll do the other side. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Press your hands together. On your exhale, dropping over towards the left side. So really try and stay in line with your hands. Keep your head in between your arms. Squeeze through your obliques. On your next inhale, coming up to center, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, hands down, step back, flow of choice. And meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, kick your left leg up towards the sky. And then exhale to open up through the hip, bend through the knee. Getting a nice stretch through your hamstring. On your next breath, bringing your knee in towards your chest, step your left foot in between your hands, coming up for your high lunge, and then exhaling, open to your warrior two. Interlacing the hands behind your back, squeeze your shoulders together, open your chest to the roof, and then exhale for your humble warrior, folding forwards on the inside of your left knee. Hips are turning to face the front of the room. Release the hands coming up to stand. And then exhale, open to warrior two. Inhale, reach your left arm forwards, flip your palm. Exhale, reverse warrior. Option to have hand on thigh or calf. Leaning back. Inhale to rise up, reach your left arm forwards. And then exhale for your side angle pose. Left elbow on left thigh. Right hand sweeping over above you. Straight line between your wrist and your ankle. Place your right hand on your right hip, looking forwards in front of your toes. Hopping your right foot forwards, reach your left hand in front of your toes and coming for your half moon balance. Really try and open your hips towards the sky. Squeeze your legs, squeeze your glutes. Maybe flex through your foot. Make sure everything is engaged. Slowly lower your right leg back down to the ground, coming up. And then exhale, let's sweep down towards the ground. Step back for your downward facing dog. Whew. Inhale, rise up onto your toes, look forwards. Step to the front of the mat and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and exhale, fold. Inhale to rise up to stand and exhale, hands to heart. All right, we're going to go through that flow one more time, but we're going to go a little bit faster through those things. We'll add a flip dog in there if you want, but the rest is the same. Inhale, reach your hands to the sky, and then exhale, drop over to the right side. Inhale to rise back up to center, and exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, plant your hands, flow of choice. Exhale for the lower, inhale for the rise, and then exhale for the downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. Keep your hips facing down to begin with, and then exhale to open up through the hip. On your next breath, option to flip your dog all the way over. Push those hips up to the sky, reaching back. Circle your right hand back down to the ground and step your right leg in between your hands, opening straight out into your warrior two. Inhale, let's interlace our hands behind our back, squeeze our shoulders together, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming back up to stand, and then exhale, let's reverse warrior. Option to bind your left hand behind you here. Now from here, let's go straight into our half moon. Inhale, reach your left arm forwards in front of your toes, hop into your half moon pose. Option to grab your foot with your left hand if you are able to. Slight bend in your right standing leg. Try and focus on something that is not moving. Squeeze all your muscles. Slowly lowering your left leg back down to the ground. Let's go into a little flow. Cartwheel the hands to the ground. Optional three-legged flow if you would like. And then meeting in downward facing dog. Whew. Rising up onto the toes, look forwards. Step to the front of the mat. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up to stand. And exhale, hands to heart. Left side, inhale, rising up. Push those hands together. Exhale, drop over towards the left side. Inhale to rise back to center. And exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, flow of choice. Exhale to lower. Inhale to rise. And exhale for your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky. And exhale to open up through the hip. Bend through the left knee. Option to flip your dog if you did so on the other side. Reaching your left arm up and over. Circling your left hand down to the ground. Let's bring our left foot in between our hands into our warrior two position. Inhale, interlace hands behind the back, squeeze the shoulders, open up towards the roof, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise back up, and then exhale to reverse warrior. Option to bind that right hand behind your back. Now coming straight into our half moon, right hand to right hip, hopping your right leg forwards, and coming up into our half moon position. A slight bend in your left standing leg, right leg is strong, flexed. Reach your right hand to your right foot if you can do so. And then slowly releasing the leg back down to the ground. Let's cartwheel our hands down for a three-legged flow if possible. And push back to your downward facing dog. Whew, let's take a moment's rest here. Rise up onto the toes, knees nice and wide. Let's make our way into child's pose. Reaching your hands forwards, chin to the ground. This is a time to rest, catch your breath. If you need some water, grab some water. Really try and get your bum down to your heels, your chest and forehead or chin to the ground, whatever feels more comfortable for you. And then making your way back into your downward facing dog. Push your heels into the ground. Inhale to rise up onto your toes, look forwards. And then exhale to walk to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise up to stand. And exhale, hands to heart. So in this next flow, we're going to be working on dancer's pose and camel's pose. So grab both your blocks and have them near the back of your mat, ready for the flow. All right. Inhale, reach your left hand down and your left leg up. So reaching for the inside of your left ankle or left foot. If you need to tie something to your foot or your ankle here, please do so. Otherwise, coming into your dancer's preparation. We're balancing here. Reach your right hand up towards the sky. Now, as if you are one straight line from your left knee to your right hand, you're going to tilt forwards at the same angle, trying to get a nice straight line. Kick your leg into your hand. If you can kick your foot a little bit higher, do so, then raise your right hand up. If you feel a nice stretch through your back, through your hip flexor, try and keep your knee facing down as much as you can. From here, let's make our way back up to standing. And then let's come down into our lunge straight away. Okay, so stepping that left leg back. Opening out into our warrior two. Let's go once again into our humble warrior. Interlace hands behind the back and forward fold. Inhale to rise back up, and then exhale to reverse warrior. So keeping these two things the same. Let's cartwheel the hands down towards the ground, and let's go kicking straight back into a three-legged dog. Opening up through the hip, bending through the leg, and then let's make our way into our flip dog. Over, pushing our hips up towards the sky. Squeeze those glutes, reaching over. Circle your right hand back down to the ground, and then let's place our knees onto the ground and come up onto a kneeling position. This is where we're going to do our camel's pose. So place your blocks on the outside edges of your feet, and reach one hand back at a time for the block, and push your hips forwards. So really trying to squeeze open through the shoulders. If the blocks are too easy, you can make your way down to your heels and push those hips forwards. Try not to lean too far back into your hands. You want some weight in your toes, in your knees, sorry. Releasing one hand at a time to come back up. Place your hands down, step, push your legs back into a downward facing dog. Whew. Let's rise up onto the toes, look forwards, and step to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise up to stand, and exhale, hands to heart. Let's go the other side. Bring our right hand down, palm facing open towards the side. Right foot comes up, and grabbing on the inside of your right foot or ankle. Reaching your left hand up towards the sky. And again, hinging forwards as if you're one straight line into your dancer's pose. Option to kick that foot a little bit higher, but try and keep the knee facing down. Lift your left arm a little bit higher. And then with control, coming back up to stand. Oop, nearly fell. It's not with control. And then stepping back into your high lunge. Opening out into your warrior two. Interlace the hands behind the back, squeeze the shoulders together. Humble warrior. Inhale, release the hands reaching up. And then exhaling for your reverse warrior. Cartwheel the hands down towards the ground, pushing straight back into your three-legged dog. Opening up through the hip and bending through the leg. Flip dog if you flipped dog before, if not, staying in your open hip. And then circling your left hand back down. Let's make our knees way down onto our knees. And then back into our kneeling position for our camel pose. Let's start with the other hand this time. Left hand down. And then right hand down. If you made your way onto your heels, then grab your heels and really push those hips forwards. Squeeze your glutes. And then come out the other way that you did before. Let's walk our hands forwards into a child's pose. Knees nice and wide for a low release. Coming back onto your hands and feet, pushing back into your downward facing dog. Rise up onto your toes, look forwards, step to the front of the mat and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up to stand. And exhale, hands to heart. All right, if you want to keep your blocks there, keep your blocks there. I'm just moving mine out the way. I'm going to go for one more flow. Let me just check time. Perfect. One more flow. We're going to add our half moon in there again. And then straight into our camel pose at the end to finish. All right. Reach our right hand to the sky, left hand to the inside of your foot. Hinging forwards into your dancer's pose. Keep that foot into the hand. Option to allow that knee to open a little bit more. Right hand to the sky. Release the leg and then stepping back into your warrior two. Interlace hands behind the back. Squeeze the shoulders together. Humble warrior. Inhaling to rise back up and then exhale to reverse warrior. Inhaling to reach forwards, left hand onto hip, hop forwards into your half moon pose. Option to grab your foot if you did so before, or if you want to try now. Release the foot, coming up, and then cartwheeling the hands down, pushing straight back into your three-legged dog. Opening up through your hip, bending through the leg, and then flip dog if you would like. Circling your right hand back down to the ground to make our way onto our knees. And then coming into our camel pose. So reaching right hand down first to your ankle or block, left hand down. Now releasing your right hand first and circling out of that. Place your hands on the ground, tuck your toes and push back downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up onto the toes, look forwards, and step to the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up to stand, and exhale, hands to heart. Other side, left hand to the sky, right hand to your right ankle. Hinging forwards, leaning forwards, into your dancer's pose. Squeeze that leg nice and high. Reach your left hand a little bit higher. Coming up nice and controlled. Don't place the right leg down and step it straight back for your warrior two pose. Interlace hands behind the back, squeeze the shoulders, forward fold, humble warrior. Release the hands, rising up, and then exhale, reverse warrior. Reaching our left hand forwards, right hand to hip, coming into our half moon pose. Reaching for your foot if you did so before, on the other side. Release the foot, coming up, and then coming down, straight into our three-legged dog. Open up through the hip, bend through the leg. Rotating over into your flip dog. And then rotating back around onto our knees for our cobra. Left hand down first, then right hand down. Push those hips forward, squeeze those shoulders together. Open up through the chest. Allow your head to drop back. And then release left hand first, circling out of that. Bring your toes to touch, knees nice and wide, and lean forwards for your child's pose. Very well done, everyone who did that practice. Lots of back bending there. All right, making your way up slowly. Let's bring our legs out to the side. And now, bring our right leg out nice and long, tucking your left leg in towards your right inner thigh. Reaching up nice and tall. Exhale, bring your right hand to your right ankle or foot, or if you can grab your toe and get your elbow to the ground, then do so, and reach your left hand over. Getting a nice bend through the side of the body. I find with back bending, side bending is the best release for your back bending. Releasing that, placing your left hand behind you, and now pushing your hips up for one last little back bend. Maybe you're getting a stretch through the right hip flexor. And then coming back down. Let's swap sides. Extend your left leg nice and long. Right foot on the inside of your left thigh. Reaching your left hand for your calf, ankle, or toe. Peace fingers around your toe and bring your left elbow on the inside of your knee. Reach your right hand up and over. Coming back up to stand, place your right hand behind you, reach your left arm up and over. One last little back bend. And coming back out of that. Place our feet together in a butterfly position. And then walk your hands as far forwards as possible. This is a really nice release through the lower back and the hips. Allow your head to just be soft. And then slowly walking back up. Place your feet on the ground and then make your way onto your back any way you would like. Bring your feet nice and wide as the mat, and then just drop your knees from side to side and get a little twist release for the back. Hug your right knee into your chest. And then bring your left hand to the outside edge of your right knee and dropping over towards the left. Inhale back to center. And then hug your left knee in towards your chest. Bring your right hand to the outside edge of your left knee and dropping over towards the right. Inhale to center, hug your knees into your chest and rock side to side on your back. Giving a massage of your lower back. If you would like to take any last stretches, please do so now. Option, you can do plow pose or waterfall. The waterfall is just up and allowing the blood to rush back to the center of the body. Or you can just make your way into Shavasana. If you want to do Supta Baddha Konasana in your Shavasana, that's a mouthful, then you're more than welcome to. So that's feet together, knees apart, and laying down. And then just take your time here to relax into this final resting corpse pose. Do your little body scan, see how your body's feeling. Did you push too hard? Was it just good? Was it a good amount? And then please do let me know if you did this class. I'd love to hear how you went.